Spooky season holds a full moon, Friday the 13th, and eclipses. So, what will go boo for you? Hi, friends, and welcome to October 2023. This is the Futurecast, and I'm your host and cosmic coach, Moriella Wren. Let's see how this month's geocosmic energy influences your life, love, business, and the globe. But before we dive in, a few important updates from the home front. I'm starring in a movie and representing a perfume brand. October has been a whirlwind for your favorite cosmic coach, and it all started on the fiery Aries full moon when I posted a rather racy dance photo of myself on social media. And 2 hours later, I got cast in a movie because of it. Film director Sean Welling from the movies Narco Sub and Monstrous had been looking for someone who was tall, thin, with a great body, who moves well to play an otherworldly character in his upcoming movie about outer space, spirituality, and saving planet Earth. He saw my fiery photo online, realized a cosmic coach would be perfect for a cosmic character, and immediately called me. The next day, I'm at his beautiful home meeting the movie crew and receiving my script. The executive producer, Lee Majors from $6 Million Man and The Fall Guy, warmly welcomed me, offered me his seat and a glass of wine, and told me that he was once married to a former ballerina, just like me. Meanwhile, he was teasing Ryan Gosling via text about the outfit that he wore in the Barbie movie. The next day, I'm on the movie set in 6-inch platform boots and a bodysuit doing fight scenes with rain, fire, chains, and hanging upside down from a crane. I got a huge round of applause from the supportive movie crew who couldn't believe this was my first film and that I had no rehearsal. I'll keep you guys posted on how you can catch me on the silver screen sometime next year. The film should wrap up filming in December, just in time for my birthday. My epic October continued the following week when Venus, the goddess planet of women, creativity, and beauty, changed constellations. And I received a social media message from Christy Moe, the CEO of America's #1 best-selling astrology-inspired fragrance brand named Zodica Perfumery. Christy is bringing her nationally loved fragrance brand here to Texas at a store launch on October 19th. Except Christy can't be there. She'll be stuck in New York at a press conference and needed another astrologer to take her place at the Texas store launch. She asked if I would attend on her behalf, do mini readings for VIP guests, and help people pair her amazing zodiac fragrances with their individual astrology charts. Of course, I said yes. If you'd like to join me on October 19th, you can check the event link below. And since Christy can't be here in person this time, we've agreed to do a video interview together so that you can hear Christy's amazing story about how she combined astrology into the fragrance business. Plus, we'll give you a sneak peek of her holiday scent blends so you can make sure to get the perfect zodiac perfume for everyone on your holiday shopping list. Zodica Perfumery products are all organic, vegan, and cruelty-free, making them must-haves. All right, friends, it's time to jump in to the geocosmic energies of the month ahead. I'm ready if you are, so let's dive in. October benefits relationships, allowing both romances and business contacts to grow. But be carefully observant about the heart and intention of others that you're meeting, because this month also brings demonstrations of different kinds of power, including black magic, white magic, and sex magic. You need to know what kind of influence you're under. This month also brings chance encounters, especially online or while traveling, notes from heaven, and secret messages and secret trips. You're making some really huge strategic moves in business and love, but you're doing it in stealth mode, not fully revealing all the cards that you have to play quite yet. The month ends with a bang on Halloween weekend as an explosive eclipse brings to the forefront money, property, and even an unexpected expression of sexual lust.
Have you ever heard the Greek myth of the golden apple that started the Trojan War. Eris, the goddess of discord and chaos, felt snubbed that she wasn't invited to someone's wedding. Eris showed up anyways, uninvited, and tried to finagle her way into their sacred union. As a ploy to create a wedge between the lovers at the wedding party, Eris threw a golden apple between her and the other woman that read, "To the fairest." The wedding was ruined as chaos, fighting, rivalry, and competition ensued between the women as they debated who was to be named the fairest of them all.
In the stars this summer, Eris, the goddess of chaos and discord, aligned with the north node of destiny right at the end of July and beginning of August. Disruptions in relationships, an interloper in your relationship, or disruption from doing what you love may have caused chaos and discord for you during July, August, and September. Discord means where we are away from the heart. It derives from the Latin term dis, which means against, separate, or away from, and the French term coeur, which means heart. An event or person may have pulled you away from your true love or true passions during the end of July and beginning of August. October begins the process of reconnecting you to your heart, so you may be picking up the pieces, mending a broken heart, harmonizing severed relationships, and getting back into the groove on your passion projects. Another reason that October takes a different tone is because of Venus, the goddess of love, and Lilith, the dark feminine goddess of the wild primal woman, or the other woman, both shift out of their summertime positions in high drama Leo towards the more sovereign sign of Virgo. This means that if you got involved this summer with the other woman, you may find yourself now dealing with or thinking about the other woman, but in reverse, meaning the original woman. October shifts our romantic palette from drama, seduction, and intensity towards honesty, integrity, and purity. In the ancient wisdom teaching, now known as the Treatise on White Magic, Tibetan spiritual master Jawal Kul teaches that purity of intention is the key determinant in magical power. Only those with the purest of hearts receive the highest level of holy magic, becoming individuals who are able to perform hands-on healings, oracular prophecies, and even miracles. And since love is the highest power, only when we have a pure heart can we fully receive the alchemy of romance. The Tibetan master also teaches that a magician's designation of power is bestowed upon them by the Holy Spirit based not only on what they've done, but also on what they have not done or failed to do. The ancient treatise teaches us that the purity of our hearts is judged based on truths and untruths. So be careful in subtle sleights of hand in your integrity. You might tell yourself something like, "Well, I didn't lie." True, but I also didn't tell the whole truth. And there's the untruth. What you commit is judged as much as what you omit when the purity of your heart is being judged by the Holy Spirit about how much magic or spiritual power you are worthy of wielding. October 2023 calls for you to recognize where you've been influenced by discord, meaning where you've been pulled away from your heart, inviting you to pick up the pieces and reconnect to your true love, whether that's a person or a passion project. October also invites an examination of the purity of your heart, to be observant of both what you're doing as well as what you haven't done. Especially in romance, you'll discover that the genuineness of intention far outlasts the drama of attention. October begins at the tail end of September with the September 29th Aries full moon that ignites twin flames, karmic connections, love, and destiny. The September 29th Aries full moon arrives with a surprising experience or insight associated with love, money, women, appearances, or happiness that may have challenged you during July, August, and September. Temptations, affairs, and situationships that cropped up over the summer may soon get extinguished as lovers seek to patch things up with their primary partners. Heartbreaks that occurred over the summer can be smoothed over and forgiven or fully moved on from. For those whom love left lonely over the summer, you're back in the game, turning heads and holding hands, likely with multiple suitors. October's theme is around love and relationship karma. So, what match strikes the fire for you during the last weekend in September and first week in October? The first week in October sets the tone for making new connections in love and business this month. Starting on October 4th, it's time to begin talking to new people, especially if love or business was stalled during the summer. October has you socializing with budding business contacts and fresh admirers as Messenger Mercury finally shifts out of the constellation where its wonky summer retrograde had created broken promises, ended contracts, miscommunications, silence and ghosting, and sometimes sheer just logistical impracticality. In fact, it's now imperative to clear up misunderstandings and relationship missteps from this summer. See things from the other person's perspective. Perhaps with situations that happened over this summer, you were only seeing things from your own point of view, likely casting yourself as the hero or innocent victim and casting the other person as the villain or the perpetrator. However, with a fresh outlook, you might be able to put yourself in the other person's shoes and see how situations could have looked from their perspective. In this way, you may have greater empathy for other people's actions and be able to finally create a more harmonious resolution. There's an opportunity to rebalance the scales, offer an olive branch, and create peace where there was once discontinuity. The second week of October, love finally makes the big shift that we've been waiting for since July, when finances and romances took a major hit. Starting on October 8th, love takes on a new tone as goddess Venus leaves her summer retrograde position and shifts into an entirely different constellation. You're ready to leave behind the summer drama of heated breakups, makeups, and dubious situationships. What's sexy now is clean relationships. You're longing for a love that feels pure, honest, genuine, and innocent. Relationships that got started under questionable circumstances or which have incurred unsavory entanglements now seem less appealing. You want to start over or start anew. You long for a love that carries higher intentions and feels like the real deal. Genuineness in love this fall is more attractive than drama in love from this summer. In fact, as the initial dust settles or the original glamour starts to fade off, you may find yourself looking at a partner and wondering, can I really live with this? A sharp aspect from assertive Mars and powerful Pluto could bring up some pangs of regret, remorse, or even revenge about how relationships in the past have been handled. You're wanting things to feel different moving forward, but there's a sense of needing to blow out the crap in order to see relationships with a clearer, fresher set of eyes, and to be a bit more honest about what everyone is bringing to the table or hiding in the closet. October 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th could be especially intense for relationship karma that has yet to be reckoned with, as the past comes back to bite in the form of the other woman or the primal woman when dark feminine asteroid Lilith aligns with love goddess Venus. For those who got involved in affairs, situationships, or overlapping relationship timelines this summer, you may find yourself having to deal with or thinking about the other woman, but this time in reverse, meaning the original woman that you were paired with before going astray, or the other woman who is your proverbial competitor for a mate. And for those who got smited in relationships this summer, unresolved anger towards those who disrespected your heart may emerge in the form of revenge plots. even if the best revenge is simply moving on to become successful, happy, and outdoing those who did you wrong. The second week of October is a big one as it brings information about power, exposures, and black magic starting on October 10th. If this summer left you brokenhearted, bankrupt, or energetically barren, then October surges with the chutzpah to help re-empower your life. It's time to get up off the floor, get going, and get what's rightfully yours, especially in achievements in business. Over the next 6 months from October 2023 to spring 2024, you're back in gear with business and money making, especially if things had been slow for you since around May of this year. So, what achievements would you like to reasonably be able to hang your hat on by the end of the next 6 months? October also invites you to release control and step out of power struggles. Is there a situation you've been hung up on or obsessing about? It's time to step back or walk away. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're giving up or that things won't work out in your favor. In fact, things could work out for you better than you could have orchestrated for yourself. If you're struggling to let go, fearful that it means you haven't won or that things won't result as you envision if you're not constantly sticking your fingers in the middle of everything, then pause to consider the ways that perhaps things haven't yet worked out because you are sticking your fingers in the middle of everything. Surprisingly, when you let go, you may find that things unfold more naturally on their own without your constant meddling. Speaking of meddling, there's an energy of exposure this month that lifts the veil on where you've been involved in some form of negative influence, subtle manipulation, deception, or illusion, whether you've been the propagator or the recipient. Cracks start appearing in the facade, which reveals that things aren't quite as they seem underneath. Everyone involved will slowly come to realize that things aren't working out because things aren't adding up. The ability to spot signs of insincere intention, omitted information, and toxic behaviors will raise healthy red flags that provoke a deeper examination of what's really going on before everyone gets more deeply entangled. These slow, subtle, yet meaningful realizations will help you carefully back out of a situation that was bound to blow up. In certain wild cases, some individuals may come to find out that they've been the victim of black magic, meaning someone who wishes to have influence over you has used low-level ceremonial rituals to affect your energy and manipulate the situation that you two are involved in. You might notice that you've been acting a bit out of character. People say that you're behaving differently and not for the best. You find yourself agreeing to things that normally you would say no to or at least would have a second thought about. Sudden health issues could be popping up. Or you find that there's mechanical issues with your home, car, or technology ever since this person came into your life or any time that you're around them. Or you may find suddenly that everything else in your life seems to be falling away, leaving you only with the option that this other person is presenting you. If you find that you've been the victim of black magic, don't fret. Someone only uses black magic in a situation where they're already on the losing end of what your free will wants to do. It means they've already lost and they know it. These subtle energy manipulation techniques are a desperate grasp at your power in a situation where your higher self is already moving you in a different direction. Because black magic originates from a negative intention, which divine spirit never appreciates, and it's really more of a manipulation rather than true magic, it always fails in the end, and it's rather easy to undo. Typically, once the deception or illusion is realized, the black magic falls apart naturally on its own, because it can only have power over you so long as your free will is unaware that it's being manipulated. Once you realize that another person is making low-level attempts to coerce your energy, you naturally start becoming more immune to it and it quits working. In tough cases where you've really gotten stuck with some negative influence, you can always go have a professional energy healer remove it. Black magic never withstands those who wield white magic, which originates from a pure heart, good intentions, and is always in alignment with your free will. The second week of October brings another energy shift that includes sex magic and stealth moves. Covert strategy is the name of the game from October 11th to November 24th as action taker Mars cruises through the secretive sign of Scorpio, meaning that you're positioning for something, but you're not yet revealing all of your cards. Trust your instincts about people and opportunities, for better or worse. When you get that "I've got a feeling" you're probably onto something. You might be stalking a romantic prospect or a prospective opportunity, looking at the situation from all angles and waiting for just the right moment to strike, which will likely arrive in the last 2 weeks of October. You're slowly, carefully weaving a web of dominoes that, when triggered, will fall in your favor. Additionally, erotic alchemy may serve as a pathway for emotional or spiritual healing in October and November when sex is used as a tool for transformation. In fact, including sex magic rituals, whether done solo or with a partner, may help amplify your manifestation practices. If relationships were rocky this summer, you may discover that sex with the right person offers a sense of renewal and restores your confidence this fall. For some, you may even have sex with a past lover in order to finish unfinished business with them by closing out your romantic karma with a bang, pun intended. For others, playing with power dynamics or taboos during sex can help you unpack psychological layers. For everyone this month, the shadows are inviting us to see the light within them. This is why you are particularly attracted to people and situations that appear powerful, clandestine, or sexually alluring right now. Friday the 13th resets relationships with one of the biggest cosmic events of the season, as a solar eclipse in Libra illuminates relationships, justice, fairness, and doing the right thing. So, have you cleaned out your romantic closet? If relationships got a bit off course this summer, you may need to revisit, apologize, forgive, or ask for forgiveness in order to clear your romantic karma and move forward with your love life with fewer strings attached. The interesting thing about karma is it follows us everywhere, long after the original incident has subsided. You may be tempted to think that you can just glide on to new scenarios without ever looking back. But what you'll find is that inevitably roadblocks keep popping up and you'll wonder why. A quick look in the rearview mirror will make you aware that there's some unrectified romantic energy that needs to be dealt with. You must balance the scales, pay the debt, and learn the lesson. And it doesn't really have to be painful. In fact, rectifying our karma is really just about owning our choices, acting with integrity, and moving with a pure heart. For everyone, the Libra solar eclipse rewrites your love story and checks in on your emotional ethics in relationships. It might reveal to you where you've been acting blindly or where you've been falling in love with blinders on. A course correction can make you a bit more aware of how to show up in love with greater integrity. If you're curious, you can take a look at my article, The Top 5 Questions to Ask Yourself About Love, in the link below. For all lovers out there, especially the singletons, love feels new this fall. Summer was high drama, but the fall is about purity in love. For those who are already cuffed, you may be looking at the practical, everyday realities of togetherness, wondering, can I really live with this? And appreciating more of the simple joys rather than the extravagant experiences. For the singletons especially, the 2 weeks between October 14th through 28th are hot for meeting someone. Except this time, rather than attracting a lover who has a great storyline or that takes you on a roller coaster of romantic emotional highs and lows, you're searching for someone who is honest, faithful, loyal, and pure in heart. The third week of October is primed for synchronicity, including chance encounters and notes from heaven. You might suddenly get a clue, send a message, or receive a special message, have a great idea or an aha moment, and could even lock in a contract or an agreement. If you've been looking to say something or to ask for something, then October 19th, 20th, and 21st is the perfect time. This is especially true for romantic relationships and business partnerships. There's a high likelihood of chance encounters, especially if you're traveling or on the go when the encounter occurs, or if somehow the encounter happens at a distance. So if you get the intuition that you need to go somewhere, or that you should be somewhere at a certain time, then trust it and act immediately. The third week of October expands on our month-long theme of covert action as you finally start putting a strategic plan together about something your intuition has been nudging you towards all month long. So go where your gut and your heart are telling you. Interestingly, this may involve some secret messages or secret trips between October 21st and November 9th, even possibly into December. You're making moves but not quite revealing all your cards. You won't put your business plan or relationship publicly out there yet, but you're definitely putting feelers out to see if there's mutual interest between all parties or if there's a better option available. This is especially true if there's another location involved in the relationship or business opportunity. Over the next couple of weeks, there will likely be some low-key DMing or NDA signing. October ends with an explosive lunar eclipse on Halloween weekend. So whatever's been building all month regarding covert action that involves secret messages or secret trips now reaches a pitch point, and it's imperative to take swift action. The moment will be hot and fleeting, and you'll miss it if you don't live a little carpe diem or a little La Vida Loca. But be prepared to go all the way. This energy isn't fooling around. And remember that the other parties involved aren't fooling around either. So if you're making big promises or big decisions, you'd better be able to deliver. And if you're cutting cords or throwing punches, then you better be able to handle when the other party swings back. Mouths, moods, and moves are on fire during Halloween weekend. So excitement and conflict marry under this eclipse energy, meaning that your bold daring might make certain people a bit uncomfortable or disgruntled. Do it anyways. Maintain the attitude of F around and find out. This will be especially true if the decision involves money, property, or expressing sexual lust. PSA over holiday weekend, do be on guard for health problems, violence, aggression, or accidents because this eclipse energy is pretty volatile. All right, friends, now that you know the geocosmic energy patterns for the month ahead, it's time for you to determine your destiny. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to our newsletter or hit the like button below. And if you're curious how these geocosmic energy patterns affect your life, relationships, and business, then I'd love to see you in my office or online for a private coaching session. Most people who work with me say that this is better than therapy and they wish that they'd started sooner. In fact, a client recently told me that I'm so accurate, it's creepy, which I thought was the perfect compliment for Halloween season. All right, my friends, until next time, when our stars align.